money. They're not singing to gain finances or have an income for singing, but they're singing because they love music.
Freedom Hall has been existing for 5 years but only made entry into Abuja recently. While the audience also used the opportunity to network, the up-and-coming performers used the occasion to test the waters.
I'm very excited to be here, obviously. When I partook like this morning, my mom told me to use the generator to iron my clothes, which was a bad idea because it's left engine oil stains on my shirt. And then I came home last night and found out that somebody had raided my house. I could tell because all the mosquitoes were dead.
If there's any disadvantage about the Freedom Hall experience, it is the fact that the scintillating evening will always end. But one can take solace in the expectation of another to come.
All right, celebration of great talent there, Suleiman, I would say. And it was a nice evening for us, you know, and just seeing young people come together and showcase their talent. It's really, really good.
Definitely, and that is just to tell you that we have a whole lot of talent in Nigeria. We're actually deep in the pool of talent in Nigeria, and there's only good things to come out of it.
And the best thing is if you tell yourself that, yes, you have it, and you recognize that fact.
Okay, I see that I can hear our director saying we should do an open mic stuff in the studio. But don't worry, not yet, not yet, not
All
yet.
right, let's go to the 15-minute studio. Elizabeth, it's over to you.
No. In the studio, but don't worry, not yet, not yet, not
All
yet.
right, let's go to the 15-minute studio. Elizabeth, it's over to you.
Now I'm about to unfold my guest, my personality for the day. Well, let's do it this way. I won't tell you his name. You just watch out and find out what's been doing and what his real name is. It's his profile.
In our 15-minute studio today is a frontline actor, director, producer, and human rights activist, Ejike Asiebu. Born in Makurdi, Benue State, but a native of Umuahia, Abia State, Ejike traversed most states of Nigeria to acquire his primary and secondary education. In 1994, he graduated with honors in theatre arts from the University of Port Harcourt. Ejike is one of the pioneers of the Nigerian motion picture industry and has contributed greatly to its growth for over 3 decades. As an accomplished director, our guest has directed and acted in several films and has won numerous awards for them, including ATAS Merit Award in 1995, Best Actor of the Year, FEMA in 1996, among others. His desire for perfection in all he does got him into several bodies: the Electoral Reform Network, Citizens Forum for Constitutional Reform, and many more. He was Special Advisor to Abia State Governor on Culture and Tourism between 2010 and 2011. Ejike Asiebu is an excellent documentary producer and uses his documentaries to pass messages on equity, fairness, and peace. He is married to his heartthrob, Ogechi, and they have 4 lovely children. Let's celebrate in our studio a man of great artistic versatility, a creative director and actor, a voice of oneness, a father and a lovely husband, Ejike Asiebu.
Oh, welcome to the studio of 15-minute studio, and that's actually a baby of a weekend deal, Ejike Asiebu.
Thank you very much.
You know what? What are you doing to yourself? This is not the Ejike Asiebu we used to know. You've dropped like, how many pounds? 40, 40? What's going on?
Thank you for that compliment. I want to stay alive, and of course, my wife and I have been doing this for a longer time. It took me quite a while for me to, because of my very tight schedules, and but I took it as an assignment, and I'm sure my wife hasn't seen me recently.
Oh.
So for some time now, I'm sure when she sees me now, she'll say, wow, but we chat every now and then and send photographs.
She's going to fall in love again, I'm telling you that.
Oh, well, we're continuously in love.
She will fall even more now.
Over and over. Thank you.
You're welcome. Maybe the first thing I told myself, whenever I get to see you and talk, you know, more closely, I'm going to ask you, how come you've always spotted this white thing here? The first time I watched you on the movie, I said maybe that's a prop or makeup or something. I don't know. But it's consistently there. What's going on?
Well, your guess is as good as others. That's what I can say. For me, it became a brand at a particular stage, beyond the fact that, of course, it could be genetic. But my older brother, doesn't even have it. You know, but I just grew it. I just love it, and my wife loves it, and people love it. So why not?
All right, let's get to you and your career.
Okay.
The film industry in Nigeria, the story can be told without you and maybe some other people, the likes of you. But I'm wondering, did you choose a movie or did the movie choose you?
It's a long story. I have said on several occasions, I'm a product of NTA. And why do I say that? Spanning over decades now, about 30-something years, I have been on, acting on stage, acting as well on television, from NTA to back in the days of Anambra Broadcasting Service. My peers are like Kanayo. And of course, a lot of people don't know about that Francis Odega, who is a comedian and actor as well, though he was among the youngest then, we were all together back in the days at Enugu. Of course, some of us also took part in Things Fall Apart. And we were quite young then, but we started quite young. And we have maintained, for me, I have personally maintained and sustained. I started acting back from, I started appearing on television, back in the days, from having to be shown on television, particularly on, when I was in secondary school. I used to go for debating society. I was in debating society, so we had to, some schools were invited. Of course, the product of it was organized by NTA, and then it took quite time. It's been many, many years now, and it didn't stop me because I am a restless young man. Did quite a lot of things from secondary school to, of course, while I was in secondary school, I was also a Boy Scout. From there, I also represented my school, played football, and then because of the, if you remember back in the days, we used to have NTA and Africa Productions, which went viral everywhere, all parts of the country. And then, of course, you knew that NTA was only a television station. And I was already popular, having taken part in so many other productions. I was in New Masquerade. Of course, I took a role. I played Jagede's elder brother. I played the role, late Jagede Shokoya. I played the role of, in some of the episodes, Professor. Of course, Chika Okbala and his wife and other people. We were together.
You just kept moving on and moving on. But I'm wondering, a lot of times, some people are known as stunt characters, really, but you seem to be very flexible. How are you able to, be character A in movie A and character B in movie B, without really losing what story wants to give out?
Yeah, because by chance again, over time I've learned it. I've learned the trick, and because I also trained, I'm a theater graduate from the University of Port Harcourt, and I was lucky to have gone through a lot of hands, particularly then when I left NTA and then went on there to University of Port Harcourt. By the way, while I was in NTA, I was in IMT Enugu. I was schooling. I studied my A-levels, and then I started with studying marketing before. Of course, everywhere I went, everybody said, wow, you are good, and all that. And it took me to attend an audition, but then an audition in ABS, but then the first director of Bassi and Company, Uncle Paul Uri Warwicker, and so many other great names. And of course, Chris Rappel, our respected Uncle Chris Rappel. Of course, these are all NTA people. He was one of the connoisseurs of Nollywood, who actually started Nollywood, and the first director that made a very success of the very first successful movie, Living in Bondage. And so we had a bondage, some of bondage, because he knew some of the actors and the actors then, but Manuel Udoku and the rest of us who were then in Bassi and Company as well, oscillating from NT and of course ABS. And of course, don't forget about our own late respected writer, producer, director, later Amaka Igwe. And of course, Nkemowo. These are the crop of people who made Enugu tick then, and also who have been able to continuously, project and and represent as good ambassadors. I would say we're ambassadors of NTA. Yeah, for me, I think it's just have to be. One has to be consistent. You have to learn. You learn properly through the ropes. And when I got back to the university, it was a big deal for me because I trained with I trained under one of the best hands, one of the finest writers of our time, though it's late now, it's passed on. Talking about late Olarotimi. Professor Olarotimi was the author of The Gods Are Not to Blame, which is an adaptation of Oedipus Rex. And for him, it was just finesse. It's either you are there or you're not getting it right. And when I got to University of Port Harcourt, then I knew that, yeah, my career actually had started then.
When you mentioned Living in Bondage, I remember that film so well because when I watched it the first time, I couldn't sleep. It was a lot of, you know, horror and all that, and you were part of it. Now I'm wondering, don't you get scared yourself?
Why should I be scared? I'm only acting. It's just like asking a medical doctor if you're scared of, you know, surgery or cutting up dead bodies. You know, because they use all that. Even students also, you know, in their laboratory, they use dead bodies as experience. So for me, it's part of the game because I have learned through the ropes and I know exactly what is expected of me as an actor, and I maintain it. I try to be disciplined. I listen to my directors. I listen to what the producer wants to say, and then I also add it to my own.
So talent. The roles don't ever get back to you. I mean, somebody once sat here and told me he had issues trying to sleep after a particular film. Okay, what about stigma? People, how do they feel when they see this man who killed in the film?
Yeah. For that, on several occasions, I've had cause to be accosted by people who watch me, even on stage. You know, people feel
and they go like, this wicked man.
Look, actually, somebody had already done that on several occasions. There was a particular experience where someone actually wanted to throw something to me on stage. But somebody restrained the person from doing that. And even on television, when people see me after, sometimes they say, look at that wicked man. Hi! God forbid. You know, go better for you. You know, we hear all that. We're used to it. And for me, it's like when I get that kind of feeling,